All right, guys. So today I'll be talking about influencer marketing. So let's dive into this topic right now. So what exactly is influencer marketing, right? So influencer marketing is a strategy that identifies people who have a strong influence on a brand's niche or target audience. All right, so here is an example of an influencer marketing campaign. All right, so Subaru, they actually launched this new campaign to actually raise brand awareness. So they actually work with several influencers, and of course, in this case, Zach King actually made a video trying to impress the love of his life. And this video actually went viral. So it's considered a very successful influencer campaign. All right, so how to create an influencer marketing strategy? All right, so firstly, you need to define your goals, right? You need to set your intentions on what you want to accomplish for this campaign. So some of the goals that you may want to consider are like, for example, brand awareness, building brand identity, engagement, lead generation, sales, loyalty, and link building. So there are a couple of influencer marketing campaigns that you can consider. You have gifting, you have sponsored content, all right, meaning that you want the influencer to write about your product and actually post it on Instagram or their profile. You have co-creating content, so you can actually partner up with an influencer and do, for example, an interview, right? You have social media mentions, so probably at your IG story, you can actually get the influencer to talk about your product. You have contests and giveaway, so you can also get sponsor some products to the influencer and get them to give away. You can also do influencer takeover, where the influencer will take over your Instagram account or your social media account and promote your products and services. You can work with influencers as affiliates. All right, you can also give them discount codes, and you can also get influencers or celebrities to be your brand ambassadors. All right, so identifying and defining your audience, right? So you can spend time outlining specific details about whom you want to connect with through your campaign. All right, create a buyer persona that includes both demographic and psychographic segmentation. So finding the right influencers is really important, right? Doesn't mean that the influencer has a huge following is the right influencer for you. You want to make sure that the niche of the influencer has the right audience so that you can have the best conversion and engagement. All right, so you can look at bloggers, celebrities, customers, social media stars, industries, experts, thought leaders, as well as non-competing brands. So non-competing brands meaning that some of the brands that actually complements your products, right? The quality, qualify your influencers. So of course you want to qualify the audience, right? Don't qualify influencers based on the size of the audience. Pay closer attention if they have the right audience that you want to reach. Qualify, reach, and authority. So while quality is better than quantity, right? You also want to make sure that the influencer has a reach that is wide enough to help you accomplish your goals. So there are actually different kind of strategies, right? There's also the macro influencers as well as the micro influencers, right? So of course the macro influencers, their reach is bigger, right? But they are more expensive, right? The other way is you can actually use the same budget and split this into a 10 micro influencers. All right, so that's usually the strategy that I'll adopt. Right, doesn't mean that influencer with a bigger audience is much better. Sometimes micro influencers work very well as well. So qualify the content and messaging, right? You should strive to only partner with influencers that align with your brand. All right, so this is the suggested software that we will use, and we also encourage our students to use. So this is the software called Flanks, right? So Flanks is a social media marketing platform for business owners and industry professionals. All right, so it helps to contact influencers, work with brands, create contracts, and also measure engagement rates. Right, it helps to improve brand engagement and build brand awareness. It audits influencer accounts to get the right influencers for the brand and measure social media engagement. It provides engagement calculator for various social media such as Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, and many more. All right, so when you go to Flanks, you will be able to see this screen right here. So here's a print screen of how Flanks look like. So you can actually go to this platform and have a look. All right, so here are some factors to consider, right, when you want to engage influencers. While spending time to review their posts and updates, right, the website content needs to make sure that it's of quality, it's high quality, and something that your brand wants to be associated with. Okay, so you must also be relevant, all right, relevant to your brand, industry, and products and services. So, for example, if I'm promoting a beauty product, I will not be looking for a food blogger, right? It doesn't really make sense, right? I will look for a makeup artist instead. All right, and also your mission, right? Whether this influencer can represent your brand's beliefs and doesn't deviate too much from your brand's core values and mission, which is really important. If the influencers doesn't share the same value, I would not engage these influencers. And of course, working with influencers, you need to track your outreach, right? So when you start influencer or guest blogging outreach, right, it's essential that you keep your correspondence organized. You don't want to lose opportunities to work with influencers because your process is annoying and unprofessional. All right, so you can actually track, right, who on your team reach out to them, when did they reach out, who do they reach out, right, and also notes on the communication and plans for follow-up communication, and also the status of outreach, right? So you need to know that you can, work in a team, right, and also see how to actually best reach out to these influencers. All right, so ideate content influencers can't refuse. So if you create an influencer marketing strategy that involves guest posting or creating content for the influencer website, then of course make sure that you present the ideas that the influencers can't refuse. Invest in high quality visuals and make and plan a fun campaign that the influencers enjoy doing. So if the campaign requires the creator to create content, then of course you need to make sure that you set a proper guideline for the content. You set guidelines for types of images and post copy options. Include all necessary details like discount codes, etc. And of course, track and analyze your results, right? So when you complete an influencer marketing strategies campaign, it can feel like a victory to see your brand mentioned or shouted out on social media. But remember, guys, so getting an influencer to promote your content and messaging isn't a sign of success, right? The real success is determined if you have reached your influencer marketing goal. This is really important. So you only measure your success when you achieve your goal with the influencers. All right, so here are some metrics to consider. All right, you have the brand awareness metrics, you have the brand identity metrics, you have the audience building metrics, you have the engagement metrics, you have the lead generation metrics, you have the sales metrics, you have the customer loyalty metrics, as well as the link building metrics. So usually for e-commerce, we usually measure by sales metrics, which is really important. If not, you can actually look at engagement metrics, right? Sales metrics makes the most sense for e-commerce because that translate directly to sales. I hope you learned something from this module, and I'll see you in the next module.